Hey, what's up, guys? This is another video on how to make yourself more attractive to women. And this topic in particular is something that is very much overlooked, even with people who are relatively good with women. Okay, and it's also overlooked with guys who have been with the same woman for a number of years. Okay, they fall into this type of mistake, and the mistake is not having emotional control. And emotional control is very much a masculine trait. Okay, and in the dating world, that is key as projecting yourself as masculine when you have control over emotions. Okay, like there's it's on the top 5 of things that you need to be attractive to women, and one of them is emotional control. Because if you're not able to control your emotions, then you're going to show weakness through conveying things such as defense mechanisms, anxiety, lack of confidence, whole host of things. Okay, so you need to control your emotions a little bit, and in a way that makes you magnetic. It's a type of magnetic attraction that you have with women, because when you're really able to do this, and this doesn't mean being totally cold to emotions. You still can be emotional, but again, it's not about being reactive. Is the key, and this is very much Zen or Buddhist like, which is stillness. There's the old saying, "Still water runs deep." Okay. It's very much the case, because in emotionally charged or stressful situations, we want the ability to remain still, centered, balanced. If the rug gets attempted to get pulled from underneath us, we can still be standing at the end of things, okay? Not falling over emotionally. Because if that was the case and our emotions got the better of us, then we can make an ass of ourselves, embarrassing situations, very anti-seductive situations with the emotions that we convey, lack of confidence, acting like a bitch, put it simply. It's the way it is. So instead of acting impulsively, we can respond to situations with a degree of calmness and centeredness. Again, this is the Zen-like state. And another Zen example I will give is, when the water's still, like we're looking at a pond and it's completely still, then we can look into it and see our reflection, right? We can reflect. If the water was moving, then we wouldn't be able to see our reflection. So in that case, we're able to reflect better on situations. Just simply to that point. Second of all, metaphor is, say you're on like an old ship from like the 1700s, you're navigating treacherous waters, right? It's like the emotions are like the waves, okay? It's a lot easier to navigate waters when our emotions are a bit chill. Another bullshit metaphor, but it gets the point across, okay? So in tense situations, instead of reacting immediately, you take a breath, listen, respond calmly. Women respect and are drawn to men who aren't easily shaken, because those are generally more bitches who are, okay? So in doing so, we master our emotions. We're not a slave to our emotions. Another metaphor is our emotions are the horses in front of us. We have them by the reins. It's not like we drop the reins and then the horses take control of the chariot, and who knows, it's going to drive us into a wall or something, right? No, we got them by the reins, and we can control them or stop them. That's the key. And it's not that we are repressing our emotions. It just shows that you trust yourself in a way that you can handle life's up and downs, which is directly reflects in self-confidence, which is top trait in women. I mentioned this in other videos. If you surveyed 100 women, best trait in a man, they would say 80% of them, roughly, would say confidence, at least. So it's an important thing, and that's how you convey it. Okay, one way anyway. And just women find that deeply attractive because you can handle your emotions and you can handle hers. Because women are emotional beings, and once you demonstrate that you can handle a woman's emotion calmly, coolly, and efficiently, that's very attractive actually. Even though a lot of guys are afraid to do that because they're afraid of confrontation. They're too agreeable, right? And part of that agreeableness is a bit of emotional element to that as well. So imagine a situation when a woman tests your patience and you react. How generally do you react when a woman kind of tests your patience that you're into, like, or your girlfriend? Think about that for a sec. Is it a place of centered confidence, or is it a place where it's a bit of anxiety and frustration? How do you generally respond to these situations? And this is a question to guys who might be married for 20 years as well. The one thing I should mention about emotional stability is there's an evolutionary component there, which shows that you are a good courter, or like a good mate selection in her eyes, because this shows protection. There's a protective element there, that somebody who's when it comes down to it, they're not going to get too emotional. They're actually focused and willing to fucking do what needs to be done, right? Think about it like, imagine there's like there's a pilot on an airplane, and there's like all of a sudden smoke starts coming out of the controls, or things start beeping, beep, beep, beep. Would you want a captain who's like crying and screaming, or would you want somebody who's trying to fix a problem, flipping switches, and get things under control, and talking to the the ground control, all controlled, and then put that plane down as efficiently as possible? That's what you want. You don't want somebody who's going to be tripping up on that, flipping out emotionally on that situation, breaking down, panicking, right? And the same goes with this, and that's why women sense subconsciously that they want a guy who's not going to break down when the going gets tough. And when you can show that you demonstrate you control your emotions, this makes a woman feel safe, and as a result of that safety, opens up to you. And isn't that what you want? In women opening up to you, it's literally one step away from her opening her legs up to you. Okay? Isn't that what we want? With the right women? Now, there's a time where you can show that you're a bit vulnerable. Sometimes. There's nothing wrong with that. And there's a time to show emotion as a guy. So I don't want to be like, you got to be some stone cold, not showing emotion at all. What I'm saying here is you're not showing emotion in a reactive situation. You can show emotion, say, if you're telling a story about yourself, or, there's something happened where you might be embarrassed, or, like, it's okay to, like, sometimes to be like that. We're all human. Show some humanness too, right? At the same time. But again, we're not being victim or controlled by other people's emotions being projected upon us is the key thing, right? And when emotionally charged situations happen, or a girl does a bitch test to you, or her friends are being a bit like getting in the way of you, or doing something weird while you're with her, say with you and her friends, right? And something, you don't react to her friends, if some of them are being bitches, or if there's a guy who's trying to get in on with her, don't get emotional about that. Please don't. Unless the guy is really being forceful, and then you tell the guy to fuck off. But don't go there. Like, obviously, be like, because if you show that you're jealous or whatever, again, you're showing it's just showing vulnerability. It's showing that you're not a man. Like, really, Like, you have to laugh off some of these things, and you just gotta show security, right? Sometimes I'll be in situations where a guy like right in front of me. I'm with my girl. Some other guy tries to like be a little bit too friendly. Makes sense. And then you just gotta then you have to redirect yourself. Redirect. You don't just sit back. You don't when that's happening. It's not like you just take a step back and let that go, because eventually your girl wants to be like, okay, why isn't my man taking control of the situation right now? So you gotta take control. Sometimes this is a whole other topic, but you do so not being emotional. That's my only point I want to make, because if you did get emotional, then you're just falling into his trap essentially, and you look like a dick and bitch in front of your girlfriend, to be honest. So don't fall in that trap again. But it's pertinent to what I'm talking about here, about controlling emotions, confidence, and so forth. But I want to wrap up this video and just say that, the whole idea of emotional control in men is something that is, like I just got to highlight, not talked about at all in culture. I don't see it anywhere, right? And as a result, guys are disempowered in our culture. We don't have the greatest examples in our society, in pop culture and things like that, to show this. And if anything, it's the opposite. The guys in pop culture, it's all about emotion and drama and things like that, with the actors and musicians and whatnot. It's all about controversy and all this and that, right? So what we'd have to do is recognize that, and that's why I'm here trying to convey to you that it's not about shutting emotions down, but managing them in a way that shows confidence, stability, security, all of the traits that women are drawn to. Isn't that convenient? So this is a very powerful thing for that exact point, which is it covers three things: confidence, stability, and security. That's three switches right there, just by being emotionally in control. That's how powerful it is. So focus on this emotional control, and if you are somebody who is a bit emotional or has a lot of anxiety or frustration, do this little meditation. Imagine yourself, you're in that ship that's in heavy waters, right? The waters are going crashing against your ship and things. That's your emotion. This is where you're in this state of frustration. You're getting bashed around by your emotions and things. Well, just focus on that. You turn that storm into a sunny day. The clouds clear, and the water becomes flat, and then all of a sudden your ship's easy sailing. A little bit of wind behind you, going where you need to go. And then meditate on that for a few minutes. And then feel your emotions. And what you have to do is be able to anchor that sense, of that exact emotion. Remind yourself of situations where you have been in control of emotional situations, and do it in the future. You have to train yourself, rewire yourself to do this. Okay, if you are naturally a bit emotional guy who shows things on their sleeve, like if you're in a poker game and you have a big hand and you show it all you're excited, chill out a little bit, right? Just chill out. If anything, the women should be a little bit more emotional than you, or if not a lot. Like, you're here, they should be here. And their positive emotions with a bit of positive emotion yourself. Okay? That's as simple as that. And then if you're able to do that, everything I just mentioned, very key things to take into account when getting into a relationship. And once you're already in a relationship, all these things are still pertinent and relevant. So, thank you for watching, guys. Leave in the comment section below what your thoughts are on this video. I very much like to hear your feedback, criticisms, questions, comments, everything anything you have to say. Love to hear it. What are your experiences on what I talked about when it comes down to emotional stability in men and attraction? Thank you for watching, guys. Peace.